Hi, I'm Chris Wilson. Thought I'd share 3 frustrating things about auto insurance. Well, to start with, did you know that your zip code may have a large impact on your premiums? See, companies take a look in generically in areas when they figure out their premiums. Sometimes it's a bigger area, sometimes it gets narrowed down even into the zip code ranges. And they look at what they call their loss ratios. And that obviously means, did they make money or lose money in those zip codes? Sometimes it can be due to high theft in that area. It might even be to the type of insurance limits that are offered in that area. Maybe they're all high limits and they got sued a lot and they had to pay out large claims. And insurance fraud could also play a role in that. But some people just don't realize that, 5 miles away at a different zip code sometimes could be a very large difference even in your premiums. You pay large premiums for your insurance and you're only at the state minimums or just a little bit above. State minimums are just too low. Let me just kind of state that right now. For the majority of people out there, they're just too low. Did you know that you might be able to get 10 times the coverage for a similar or maybe even a lower price? Sometimes you just got to look around. What I've found is a lot of companies have pushed people towards these lower minimum limits and they've made their prices super competitive at these lower limits. Why would that be? Well, think about that. If you're paying 90% of a premium that is the average premium in the industry and you're only getting 15,000 of liability coverage if somebody sues you, they're never really on the line for a whole lot. So trying to be competitive in that part of the market is a really great, it's a profitable piece for the market. What I find though is there's other carriers out that might work better for the state you're in. So for example, California is kind of a heavy state for lawsuits and things of that sort. So you really don't want to drive around with the state minimums if you don't have to. So some of these carriers can give you, 10 times the coverage, sometimes at a similar or lower price. And they've decided to make their price competitive in those arenas. They may not be the cheapest though at the 15-30. That's why it's so hard sometimes to figure out where to put your coverage, and it really depends on what you need as part of that packaging. They repaired my car, but with aftermarket parts. How is that right? Honestly, it's really not. We all know that. Safety of those parts may be a little less stringent. They probably won't fit as well. And let's face it, you paid your premiums. Shouldn't they replace your car or fix your car using the quality, what we call OEM parts or original manufacturer type parts? My answer would be, of course, yes, because I like my car, and when I get in a crash, I would certainly want it to get repaired back to those original kind of conditions. What I think not everybody realizes is not every carrier probably has this, but some companies definitely do. They have an endorsement or a rider type of a program that can be placed on your policy that will specify that they only use original equipment parts when you repair your car. Now, this may not matter for an older Toyota Corolla or something, of similar kind of caliber and quality. But if you're driving a brand new Saline Mustang or a Corvette or even just an expensive brand new type of car that could be $30, $40, $50,000, with today's world that's not a whole lot, it may matter to you to make sure if you get in a crash that you're getting your car repaired with those quality original parts. And it might be worth it to have just a small extra premium put on your policy to make sure you get those quality parts. That's it for me. Just thought I'd share a few frustrating things that are out there in the insurance world. I'd love to tell you these 3 are the only ones, but I'm sure there's 100 different ones that we could probably talk about. Be safe on the road. Again, I'm Chris Wilson.